Howdy folks, we are on another project here. This is a 2006 Searay 48DA. It's got some certainly newer Ray Marine stuff on it. We will be replacing the VHF radio, the autopilot, both MFDs. Going to be going with a Garmin 8600 system, so that'll be a nice improvement. Also have some work to figure out the stereo because it's working but not wired correctly for the amount of current that that's drawing. So we've started to open some things up underneath the helm here, certainly downstairs. We will be putting a Intellian S6 24-inch diameter dome on the boat. Here is the remnants of the old Searay navigator system for the radar. Whenever they did the last update, they just left all the old wiring in, right? Yeah, just leave it in there. Sure, that's fine. That's good. No problem with that. Wrong. There are speakers galore on this boat, as you can see, and there were actually 8 speakers, as you can see them down there, that were mounted up on the hardtop. Those are now gone. That looked a little gibberishy. So anyway, that's where we're at. Stand by and enjoy the show. Okay, folks, I want to show you something here. This is not how you have a helm. I mean, what's this boat cost? $300,000 or something like that? I mean, look at this. This is just not good. So, you know, this is kind of a real disaster. So this is going to be the 3rd outfitting of this boat, and there was an original Searay navigator system in, which you can tell from this red connector right here. This is Searay navigator stuff. So this boat originally came with a Searay navigator system, and this really isn't too incredibly bad until you start looking down here. And I mean, it's just, you can't even see the fuse panel. I mean, look at this. Are you kidding me? Really? It's the best you can do. Really? Yeah, that's why you hire me. Stand by. Howdy folks, we're back. We're just starting to expose the electronics breaker, fuse panel, whatever you want to call it. Look at this. Yeah, that's professional. Somebody probably paid a lot of money to have this done and figured, the owner will never see it, don't worry about it. Well, there you go. Stay tuned. Howdy folks, back with you here on the 48. You may be saying, what the hell is that? Well, this is where the TV is down in the salon downstairs. And the owner has asked us to look into the stereo as well. If you notice, these are Diamond brand amplifiers, and the model number on them is HX600.4. Well, do you see any problems? I mean, except obviously the messy wiring, but we're changing some things up down here, so ignore the wiring. But, you know, do you notice anything in this area right here? Okay. So the deal is that each one of those amplifiers, if you look up the owner's manual, pull 100, or should be fused at 125 amps. Okay. You see any other problems? Now when the TV goes up on there, that's enclosed. So the amps really don't have a whole lot of breathing room. Hang on a second. And we're back. So they don't have a whole lot of breathing room. The fuse that is in there is supplying both amplifiers. You see 2 wires there. I mean, I'll get a better light on there. You can see 2 wires, 2 red wires coming off of there. So it's fused improperly. It's underfused. The wire that's feeding it is not even close to being suitable for 250 amps worth of current. And It's in an enclosed box, so it can't breathe. Probably not a good solution there. So anyway, just thought I'd bring your attention to that, and we're going to continue working. Howdy folks, still in the stereo area here. We're going to be here for a while. But you just see how dirty that is in there? They've got these really great inventions called vacuums. And I know that this is all covered up, but I mean, clean it out, wire tie it neatly, and leave it decent, you know? Stand by. Howdy folks, back with you here. Wanted to take a moment here and just show you the, get some light in here, show you the behind the TV area now. It's cleaned up, things are labeled, you can see that little label right there, so we know where that splitter is you know, coming from and going to. There are all our speaker feeds for out in the cockpit. Everything is kind of neat, clean, organized. You know, this is the way it should look, and it'll look this way once the we're going to put an amplifier back in here. There is more ventilation than we initially thought, so and especially the amplifier is not going to be nearly as big. Folks, there were 3 amplifiers on this boat. There was an 2 amplifiers here, and then up above there was an amp for the subs. I mean, unless I guess maybe you're 19 and just got a company from dad, you probably don't need that. This is going to have a nice sound system on it, and the important thing is it's not going to overtax the existing wiring system, because rewiring this for that amount of amplification is going to be very costly, and the return on investment's minimum. So stand by. Just another little detail here I want to bring to your attention. This fascia right here, in the center there is a GFI outlet, and on the right side there's the gain control for the Glomex terrestrial antenna. The chopped in hole there on the left was for the controller for the King C-Dome, which is going away. We're going to be putting an Italian I6 on the boat, or excuse me, S6 on the boat. So you certainly can't leave that, and putting a plate over it is certainly an option, but it's probably not the best option. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove that black fascia and cover that up, with the exception of our hole here for 110 and here for our Glomex antenna. And we're just going to make that disappear. And then that goes in below down here on the 48. So when you open that up, you're never going to know that that was ever there. So it's not electronics, but it's something that involves nice finish work, and we try to do that all the time. Stand by. Howdy folks, George Shively back with you here. As you can see, we've cleaned up the helm a little bit. We have a couple wires hanging over there. Those are power for the new Pilot. That's going to be the pump, the hydraulic pump. We removed the Pilot black box, which was underneath up there. You can actually see the fuse panel now, which is encouraging. We'll be able to label everything so we know what's what, as opposed to, who knows. The previous person who worked on the boat and put all the stereo gear on tied into the electronics negative and positive right here, which you don't do for high current amplifiers. And so we cleaned that up. The wiring that you see right here, that goes to a couple of the accessory switches to turn on the LED lights for the speakers. So up there, very top, that's our NMEA 183 input to our Vessel View Diesel View system, so that it has information. So this is kind of what things should look like when you look underneath the helm. Obviously there's going to be some boxes in here, but neat, clean, accessible, not like it was. So anyway, we're still working on it, but we're getting there. Stay tuned. Howdy folks, working here on the stereo area of the 48. There's the TV area. It's pretty much wired in, everything's in there that needs to be in there. We're just waiting to put the to do some of our checks and make sure everything's good before we put the TV back on. But there's how things look now. New amp is in there. Wiring is as neat as we can possibly make it. We got a lot of stuff in there. The only thing that really generates heat is the amp, and that's not going to do much. So I want to show you that. This is where the stereo and the ACU will go for the Intellian unit. And if you'll notice, I mean, either if it's not labeled, it can only go one place. There's the stereo. Here are RF inputs for the ACU. They're labeled. Power for the ACU, it's labeled. RCA cables are labeled so you know where they go. So if this ever gets taken out, there's no doubt about how to put it back together. So just want to show you that. Stand by. Howdy folks, just want to drop in here and kind of show you what the underside of the helm looks like. Still a lot of wire down here, there's no doubt, but I think if you compare these pictures, and we're not 100% done yet, but we're getting there. If you compare these pictures, that's the VHF radio up there, top center of the screen, Garmin Pilot, brain, ECU in the middle there. The other thing is, you know, there's the connection for all the fuses for your equipment, easily accessible, labeled, etc. Your NEMA 2000 bus over there on the left side. If you look up a little higher, right there, the terminal strip, that's where the NMEA 183 from the Garmin ties into the vessel view. Everything's kind of labeled, it's kind of neat. Let me get up top here for a minute. There's a view here of another view of the NEMA 2000 backbone. Again, everything labeled, everything, you know what it is. So just kind of want to show you how things are looking there. Obviously, we're not done yet. We still got wires poking out here and there, but we're getting there. So stay tuned. Hey folks, just wanted to drop back with you here on the 48 Searay that we were working on. As you can see, you've got your 48-inch open array. We've got that on a forward-leaning mount. Give it a little sass, if you will. And then the 24-inch diameter Intellian S6 for high-def satellite TV. And it turned out looking real good. So stand by. We're going to go downstairs for a moment. Here we are downstairs. I think we probably showed this to you before. We have a volume control for the Fusion system, stereo system in the aft cockpit. Then you come up to the helm area. Those are two Garmin 8616s. Actually, one's an XSV version, but two 8616s. OEM panel, so it looks like we were never here. Garmin Autopilot on the port side, right above the vessel view system, and new ICOM M510 BB black box, which is real nice radio, and it gives you AIS receive kind of built in, so that's kind of nice. So stand by.